Hello and welcome back to Pokémon Legends Z-A, where today we have got some legendary Pokémon to catch and whatnot. I have gone into many hyperspace distortions since the last time. Actually, you know what? We're going to go into this one later. I just realized that going into that might be better saved until after we've used our current research level. Anyway, when I filled the bar, Corbeau said that he wanted us to come here and specifically to this Nouveau Cafe, not any of the other ones, not to blow up his phone calling him from another one asking where he was. Glad you could join us. Why don't we order something before we get down to business? A good bite is a sure path to a happier day, don't you think? Yeah, if it's from somewhere that isn't a front for Team Flare. As long as it's shared with someone you feel comfortable with, of course. What do you want? The usual ember roast for you, Garnet? No! Why do you just assume it's my usual? Like, I ordered it once, and then it's the only thing you ever offer ever since. Drip coffee for me, and one of those great croissants Grisham makes. That's it? What, is the Rust Syndicate pinching pennies now? Disappointing. Prism Tower. Still the symbol of our city, for better or worse. You can see it from anywhere in Lumiose. That's why it needs to be fixed up as soon as possible. I don't know, I feel like it's got some character like this. Though, admittedly, I'd prefer if the top wasn't split apart. That said, I still appreciate the effort you made to protect it, even if it did end up like that. Yeah, we all pulled it off together or whatever. Sure, but just know I appreciate it. After all, sometimes the things that obviously need doing are the hardest to actually do. Anyway, let's get down to business. To get into the pockets of hyperspace Lumiose on the other side of the Ruby Distortion and Sapphire Distortion, you'll need some special donut recipes. We put the entire Rust Syndicate through their paces, researching and developing new recipes. Easy, Philippe. Calling too much attention to our hard work could come across like you just want a pat on the back. Let's keep it humble. We're all doing our best for everyone in Lumiose here.
Pardon me, boss. Didn't mean to be gauche. I was merely inspired by the noble tales you keep relating to us about the many sleepless nights you've spent analyzing all this hyperspace data.
We'll send word to Ansha about the flavor profiles your donuts will need.
Be warned, you'll also need one particularly rare ingredient.
Yeah, what would that be? Don't worry, I've got this one. Grish, pal? Think you could spare some of that Hoennian salt you sprinkle on your croissants? How did you know our secret ingredient? I suppose it's true what they say about the Rust Syndicate. You really do go digging up everything you can about people to hold as leverage. Nonsense. We'd never stoop so low. Privacy's paramount these days.
We figured out your...
Oh wait, that's not Philippe talking. We figured out your secret ingredient thanks to Philippe's perceptive palate. Don't underestimate Restaurant Luau's favorite taste tester. Very well, I did overhear your talk, and I can share our riches if you're working on the city's behalf. Please use this well, it's terribly valuable. So, Hoenn salt is very valuable, and Hoenn seaweed is very valuable. Does Hoenn just have the market on food stuffs cornered? So this is shoal salt, probably. Much obliged.
I've sent Ansha the flavor profile data.
Well, with that, I think the rest is up to you. I hereby leave the matter of Kyogre and Groudon in Team MZ's capable hands. Alright. Back to make donuts.
Hello, I was just reviewing the recipes Mr. Philippe sent me. They will be quite complex, like the one we used to find that fine Pokémon Darkrai. It's rather intriguing that the key to meeting 2 legendary Pokémon of Hoenn is Hoennian salt. Quite a tidy solution, is it not?
Yeah, a little on the nose.
Perhaps, but isn't simplicity often for the best? So what kind of donuts are we going to make? Well, paying a visit to Groudon calls for a very particular flavor profile. We'll need at least 260 points in sweet, 160 in spicy, 160 in sour, 20 in bitter, and 260 in fresh. That will make us an Omega old-fashioned donut for visiting Groudon in Hyperspace Lumiose. And dropping in on Kyogre will take a donut with its own unique flavor profile. We'll need at least 50 points in sweet, 50 in spicy, 210 in sour, 180 in bitter, and 370 in fresh. That should yield an alpha old-fashioned donut which will with which to visit Kyogre's pocket of hyperspace. I'll be counting on all of you to help gather the necessary ingredients.
I do like Kyogre. So, we need it to be fresh. One more, I'll be fine. Now we need to add a bunch of bitter with a little bit more fresh. Do I have anything that's bitter and fresh? Not really. So we'll have to go with 2 separate things. We need a bit of sweet and a bit of spicy. And now we just need fresh and bitter. So that's fresh, and I don't think we can get the right amount of bitter like this. Yeah, no. Okay, let's go back to the drawing board here. Oop. So Colbur is how we're gonna get there for fresh. Okay, now I need something that's got quite a bit of sweet, spicy, and bitter. That would get 2 of them, but not all of them. That doesn't get enough sweet or bitter. Do I not have any berries that match sweet, spicy, and bitter? Apparently I don't. Wow. This is tougher to do with my current crop of berries than I expected. What about the Omega recipe? Can I do that with what I have? We need still sour and fresh. We need a little more fresh, just barely. And we need spicy and sweet. Well, that gets us there. And now we just need sweet, which Tanga berries would do. but Tenga berries are the best berries for making sparkling power donuts, so I won't spend them if I don't have to. So we can at least go see Groudon. Well, that's certainly a donut.
We've done it. This is one of my finest works yet. Behold the Omega Old-Fashioned Donut. Way to go, Chef Ansha.
I doubt anyone could work berries into such artistic donut creations as you.
Now Hoopa can get us into the pocket of Hyperspace Lumios where Groudon is at. Please make good use of it. I'm sure gathering the ingredients was no easy task. Let's head to Jean Sector 11. I'm pretty sure Karina will be there waiting for us.
I need to try and find a large hyperspace zone that is 4-star. I don't see any right now. Which means we're gonna have to sit on a bench. And then... Oh. Let's go. Hey, wait, there's another... hyperspace thing. Or another Mega Evolution. But, yeah, that's... not particularly... I think... Okay, there's a large hyperspace zone with 4 stars. And it's in an annoying spot to reach. Because there is no close warp point that gets us there. I guess if we go here and then go through the wild zone and around, that's the fastest. Here we are. And the reason I wanted this is so that I could use a berry power donut to get more berries so that we could potentially get enough to make the one for Kyogre. Oh, great, it's a sewer. Sewers are the worst. Large wild zones. Mainly because it's tough to keep straight where you have and haven't been. Gonna try destroying the Mega Shards in places I have been, because at least then I can use, in theory, the presence or absence of Mega Shards to determine whether I'm going a direction I've already gone. And with any spare time we have afterwards, I can try and get my hands on alpha Glimmets and Glamoras, because I don't have alphas of those yet. Step 1 is, in fact, to hit all of the Pokeballs here, because they're the whole reason we've got berry power to begin with. Ooh, I also need an Alpha Flamigo. Is that an Alpha Glamora? It is. Combat right now, so we can make this work. Okay, this is going to take potentially some doing, but we'll see. Let's actually get a feel for what our chances are. Okay. So, a Great Ball brings us to 2 arrows. Well, I don't have to finish mathing that out. But the fact that a Great Ball brought us to 2 arrows means that our chances of catching it were a minimum of 13%. Actually a little higher, between 13 and 14. Because that's how math works. Now flamingos are yelling at us. I haven't found any dragon-type Pokemon to catch. There are some dragon-type Pokemon to catch. Okay, so we do still have to find the golden ball, which is rough in these sewers. Like there is nothing here and it's a dead end. I believe we've visited every location in this sewer at this point. So now we just need to find the golden ball, and then I probably won't have time to look for any new alphas. typically the golden ball has always spawned at least relatively close to where I was when I triggered its spawning. So hopefully we won't take too long to find it. If I don't find it, then that's a lot of berries I'm losing out on. Oh! No more cause for concern. And I might even be able to get, like, one check for an alpha flamingo. Yeah, one check, maybe not even enough to actually catch. There is one. We either one-shot or we don't get it. Or two-shot. Okay, no alpha flamingo for me. Even though it showed up. But whatever. We got the berries. The berries are what we came for. And we also got an alpha glamora. Which ain't bad. So now we've got a few more options of what to do. This will cover our spicy. That hits our bitter. Okay, now we just need more fresh. There we go. I don't like using the habanberry because habanberries are also pretty decent for getting sparkling power, but could be worse. We need to make this donut once anyway. I don't like that the donut looks like it has teeth. Ah yes, resistance power dark. That's going to be so helpful against Kyogre.
We've done it. I've never made a donut quite like this one before. Behold the Alpha Old-Fashioned Donut. Way to go, Chef Ansha.
Truly, we've got the most dedicated donut chef in all of Lumios.
Now Hoopa can get us into the pocket of hyperspace Lumios where Kyogre is at. I trust you'll use it well. You worked so hard to gather the ingredients after all. Let's head to Wild Zone 5. I bet Karina will be there waiting for us.
Alright, let's go get us a Kyogre and then a Groudon. I believe I hear an Alpha Electrike. Not that it super matters, but it's interesting. Of course, unless it's an Alpha Shiny Electrike, it'll be gone before I can even get to where it is. So I don't even have to care, really. Oh.
We'll need an Alpha Old-Fashioned Donut to get through the Sapphire Distortion here.
It's not going to Mega Evolve, though. It's going to Primal Revert.
Technically, I think Kyogre's going to go through Primal Reversion, not Mega Evolution, but still.
See? I called it.
Go ahead and feed Hoopa that Alpha Old-Fashioned Donut, Garnet.
I wish we had unique animations for the special donuts. Like, at least let us see the thing. So this is where Kyogre dwells. Come here, you two. Check this out. Yeah, it looks pretty familiar. Huge blue crystals, waterfalls from nowhere. Is this what Kyogre's subconscious looks like? Well, they do say Kyogre is the personification of the sea. Why is there some red crystals? The strength of its water-type attacks is supposed to be incredible. Also, I said is. I should have said are. Oh well. We can still take it on between the three of us and our Pokémon. Let's go, everyone. Time to catch Kyogre. Guess we've got to trust in our Rotom phones and take the plunge. Okay, so for this, I guess we're relying on Raichu mostly. Though Dragonite does have Thunder Punch, that can help. And Gardevoir's got Thunderbolt. But let's get Thunder in here. And Draining Kiss. Can Raichu learn Calm Mind? Actually, Light Screen is probably going to be good. This place is a lot bigger than it looked in the cutscene. Let's just go ahead and toss a save here, just in case. Whoa, is that Kyogre? We can't pull any punches. Gloves up, team. That didn't sound like Kyogre's cry. I do like that we get the standard Kyogre. Oh, cool, my Raichu froze. And apparently Mega Evolving during that Hydro Pump is the key to getting the sound to just play constantly in your ear, specifically your left ear, for the entire duration of the Mega Evolution. Might be able to stay in Mega Raichu until the Primal Reversion. Nice. heal Raichu so it sticks around. Why'd I use Draining Kiss after healing? Oh, does my light screen apply to everyone? This thing's trying to body block the Mega Energy. Okay, I was trying to open the menu to heal, but game was not having it. I don't know why sometimes the menu just refuses to open. Oh, I probably shouldn't still have Raichu up. Can you stop with the origin pulses? Gonna have Raichu put away for the duration of these origin pulses. And I should probably also heal it. I wish I knew which direction it was gonna turn. And this thunder should finish it. And now for my blue orb. I like that they gave it a sense of weight. Way to go, Garnet! You and me and Karina together, man! Yeah, we're the greatest! I can't believe we caught Kyogre. Lumios' toughest trio comes through once again. Excellent work, kids. Beating Kyogre is no joke, especially after it got even more powerful. But as much as I hate to interrupt your moment, I need you all to stop by my office. I'll be waiting. Can I go get Groudon first? No, I cannot. Also, where's the golden ball? We're supposed to get a golden ball. You three didn't just beat Kyogre. You beat it when it was powered up. You sure are something. Whatever Kyogre did with that blue orb didn't sound quite like it was Mega Evolving, though. So let me get this straight. There's both Primal Reversion and Mega Evolution in play here? You got it. They sort of work in a similar way, but they're not exactly the same. Funny, right? Primal Reversion is when Kyogre returns to its original state and grows really powerful.
Its blue orb contains an overwhelming amount of natural energy. When that energy, the orb's power, awakens Kyogre's true form, it becomes Primal Kyogre. Glad I got to see Primal Reversion for myself. It's a big deal for me as the Mega Evolution successor. I'm glad this gave you something new to chew on. But you're not done yet. Get working on that Ruby distortion so you can catch Groudon. You bet we will. We can't let Ansha down. That's right, our donut chef deserves the best. I thought something urgent had happened, and that's why we were called here. But no, we were just called here to talk about the thing we just did. Just feels like we were called away for nothing. And based on where that is, I think this Pokemon Center might be the closest fast travel point in terms of actually reaching it. Just trying to see if there's any other moves that I can give this guy that might be good to have. Chilling water could be useful. Of course, this is all assuming that Primal Groudon accepts water damage. It might not. That would be a problem for me. But if it doesn't want water damage, then I suppose Dragonite will be my best bet. 'Cause then I can Earthquake it. Of course, having pretty much only Earthquake to do super effective damage wouldn't be amazing. So let's also pop in Stone Edge over Thunder Punch. And I think that'll do. Yeah, we don't really have many other options. We'll need that Omega old-fashioned donut to get through this Ruby distortion, yeah? I think Groudon's gonna go through Primal Reversion, not Mega Evolution. But still, go ahead and feed Hoopa that Omega old-fashioned donut, Garnet. So, this is Groudon's world. Come quick, you two! Yep, and there's a blue crystals here. Ginormous red crystals, lava pouring down. This is what it's like in Groudon's subconscious? Yeah, I guess so. I'm no expert here. What I do know is that Groudon should gain the fire type when it undergoes Primal Reversion. Good to know, though I doubt just using water types will cut it against an opponent like this. If the three of us all work together, we can do it. We can catch Groudon. Let's get to it.
So, yeah, Urbane's statement makes me worry that, in fact, my Greninja might not be the best choice. Guess we've got to drop down again if we want to battle Groudon. I didn't expect the legendary Pokemon Groudon to look so stiff. And the fact that he's saying this for Groudon and not for Kyogre implies that we were assumed to be doing this first. Watch it, I don't think it's staying still for long. Yeah, they definitely assumed we would do Groudon before Kyogre. Alright, so does water work right now? It sure does. And it looks like chilling water might not be the best choice, because this guy, as far as I can tell, is using only special moves. And wow, he got a burn. Karina's statement that its moves are intense, try to stay out of range or whatever. It'd be nice if I could tell Greninja to do that. That's Solar Beam. Don't want Greninja to get hit by that. So it's looking like the key, at least in terms of safely dealing damage, is to queue up a Hydro Pump as Groudon's getting a move ready, because that'll leave Greninja stuck in place for a while. And then I can drag the move away from Greninja while Greninja holds still. Which feels an awful lot like how this game was meant to function. But so many moves, you can't rely on that. And now we've got Primal Groudon. Will water still work? Or is that aura gonna say... Oh yeah, water is now completely ineffective. So, unfortunately, I have to just sit here until this Mega Evolution ends, or else let Greninja get knocked out. Because I have literally nothing I can do other than Nasty Plot with specifically Greninja. Quit body blocking the Mega Energy. Well, at least Dragonite doesn't really have to worry about taking damage from this guy. He probably does for Precipice Blades, though. Even though he's a flying type and precipice blades are not particularly effective against flying types. Actually, I think we just took a hit from precipice blades just fine. Yeah, there's nothing this Groudon can do to my Dragonite that will be more than not very effective. And hey, we get to see Mega Dragonite. Parentheses, shiny. Though, admittedly, this is still gonna take a while. Any burns we get, because those will just make it take longer. Out of Mega Juice, but we did just get a decent amount back. Oh, we received a burn while I wasn't looking. Time to fix that. I really don't think Lucario is a great choice here. Bringing a steel type against a ground fighting legendary, or not ground fighting, ground fire. That's it. Game, let me open the freaking menu. I do not know why sometimes it just refuses to allow the menu to open. But anyway, Groudon defeated. Yes, Garnet! And you too, Urbane, way to go! We're just too good! Not bad, kids. Lumios's toughest trio has done it again. Now, while I'm sure you're still enjoying the glow of victory, I've got some questions. Come by my office. But what about the golden Pokeball that's supposed to follow all of these types of battles? I'm being cheated out of berries! You caught Groudon and Kyogre, two legends of the Hoenn region. I know it couldn't have been easy. Well done.
Now do I need to make a Delta Donut while also having both of them in my party?
Looks like it's finally time for us to track down Rayquaza. We'll be finished analyzing the blue orb and the red orb soon. Seems like data analysis is the Rust Syndicate's main job now. What kind of organization are we these days? A civic think tank?
Yeah, volunteer do-gooders?
Probably going to take umbrage about the volunteer part. Heh, don't forget who you're dealing with, kid. Once folks are in our debt, we can put them to work for free. Helping us shape Lumios just the way we want it, that's all.
Sorry for the wait. Allow me to return your blue orb and red orb.
Oh, you're done researching them already?
You were quite right about the prodigious energy they contain, Miss Karina.
I know how Primal Reversion works, game. I was there when Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire launched. I believe someone else wanted to weigh in too. What do you have to say, Professor Mabel? I'm the lab's acting director, not a professor. I did not ask for students. I understand, Professor. Could you tell us what you've learned? You little... Fine, let me sum up what we know. Our inciting incident is when Darkrai got pumped full of all that mega power oozing from the tower. Long story short, its nightmare-generating powers skyrocketed and Hyperspace Lumiose was born. The makeup of Hyperspace Lumiose reflects the subconscious thoughts of people and Pokémon, which I guess is why it's so weird in there. But you've already figured that much out on your own, haven't you? Let me clarify one thing, though. It's not just a reflection of subconscious thoughts, it's dreams. And I mean dreams of all kinds, both the ones you can't control at night and the things you're actively wanting and wishing for. Great lesson, Professor. Bravo. Now could you tell us how we can find Rayquaza? Do we have to all just wish for it? You'll have to generate Rayquaza's realm of Hyperspace Lumiose by actualizing a related aspect of the subconscious as a basis. Actualizing... what? Can you slow down and try that again for the less egg-headed among us? You have to wish really hard. I think it might be doable now that you've caught both Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. Getting closer to your goal is probably making it easier to picture catching a Rayquaza, and that's made you even more motivated. I'm right, aren't I? So take that mental image and that motivation, then dial them up and make it happen. I get it, I think. Not sure if that helped or made things even more confusing. Look, Buster. My job is studying Pokémon energy. I'm not automatically a hyperspace expert just because I have a fancy lab at my disposal. Who's the big dreamer trying to get a meet and greet with Rayquaza in the first place anyway? It's Ansha. That's right, the little chef herself. I suggest you listen to the professor's non-expert opinion, Garnet. You gotta get Ansha to wish as hard as she can for you to encounter Rayquaza. I'll get on it. That little lady sure is something. She wanted to meet this mighty Pokémon so bad that her dream got mixed up with Darkrai's power to make nightmares. And look where we are now. That's one heck of a powerful dream. But back to the topic at hand. Thanks, Professor. I'll call again if we need you. The next time you call me will be your last. I'll get Ansha caught up on all this. Go do your thing, Garnet.
Donut shop's closed.
Hey, welcome back.
Both Ansha and Karina are in Karina's room. As soon as Karina got back, she told Ansha what the three of you learned from the Rust Syndicate.
Then Ansha asked to hear all about your battles with Groudon and Kyogre. So Karina said she'd tell the whole story in mega detail or something.
Can I go up there and see? It was rather hard to follow it all. Care to fill us in directly on what you were told by Corbeau?
So, the reason Ansha wanted to hear more about your battles with Kyogre and Groudon was so that she could imagine you catching Rayquaza next?
That seems likely. She's probably hoping to reinforce that dream of hers in finer detail.
I guess a little visualization can go a long way. Is any of that really necessary, though?
What do you mean?
I mean, Ansha's wish was already plenty strong. That's how she found Rayquaza in the first place.
I suppose so, but there's no harm in letting her continue what she started, is there?
Hey, the gang's all here! I'm newly impressed, not just by the sheer wonder of Hyperspace Lumiose, but by all of you. And the legendary Pokémon you battled, too. So you heard the whole story from Karina? Indeed, Miss Karina told me all about your hyperspace exploits, Garnet. I can picture the noble Kyogre and the grand Groudon in perfect detail. So I'm quite confident I'll be able to imagine the pocket of hyperspace Lumiose where we'll find the fine Rayquaza at last. Okay, now that you've got a good mental image, let's put some real oomph behind it. Ansha, how about you remind us why you want to meet Rayquaza so much? All right, I'll tell you everything from the start. Huh? Why wouldn't it be? I gotcha. Rayquaza's the sky-high Pokemon, so we should do this higher up, closer to the sky. Sounds good. Let's go roof it up.
Is there enough space for all of us up there? I suppose there is.
Hey, this roof is where you first showed up too, right, Ansha? Indeed, Hoopa transported me here.
Hoopa sure picked the right roof. No one else but Team MZ could have handled this hyperspace stuff so well.
Okay, Ansha, tell us again. Why do you want to meet Rayquaza? Give us the details so we can all picture it crystal clear. All right, it all begins with a story that I love very dearly. Listen close and I'll tell it to you. A long, long time ago, in what people call the Primal Age, the world was overflowing with natural energy.
Well, those are certainly artistic renderings. Why is Groudon fuzzy?
In that time, there was Primal Kyogre bolstered by the power within the blue orb. So too was there Primal Groudon with the might of the red orb at its beck and call.
For reals though, why is Groudon fuzzy?
They fought over the world's natural energy in endless furious clashes. When Primal Groudon roared, the earth began to swell and the waters were evaporated into dust. When Primal Kyogre bellowed, torrential waters flowed and massive downpours eroded the earth. For 20 days, these two mighty Pokémon battled from sun up to sundown. The ferocity of their clashing scarred and warped the world itself. The people of that age, the Draconids, were at a loss. Whatever could they do? They wished with all their might for Rayquaza to descend and save them from destruction. The Draconid's wishes must have reached Rayquaza. There appeared before Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon a dazzling light, and in it was Rayquaza in a sublime and incredible form. A blazing light and whipping wind sapped the power from Groudon and Kyogre alike. Robbed of their primal forms, they fled to the faraway depths of land and sea.
And why does Kyogre have a dorsal fin?
The Draconids came to revere Rayquaza as a true savior, and there our story ends. I still can't believe we're actually meeting Hoenn's legendary Pokémon, in Lumiose of all places. Incredible, isn't it? That part about Rayquaza's sublime form sounds an awful lot like Mega Evolution. Rayquaza's supposedly got something in its body called a Mikado organ that has the same power as a Megastone. That means Rayquaza can Mega Evolve into Mega Rayquaza all on its own. A Pokemon that can undergo Mega Evolution without needing a Megastone? Wow. Yeah, Rayquaza's Mega Evolution is crazy strong. I totally get why you want to meet it so bad, Ansha. My dear mama read me that story quite often. I came to love the story and admire Rayquaza so much that I would dream about it. Isn't it noble? Rayquaza, savior of the Draconids. I can see why you'd want to get it for Diantha, a mighty Pokemon for a mighty mom, huh? Your love for Rayquaza sounds like the real deal, Ansha. I'm sure your dream will be strong enough to create the hyperspace distortion we need. What? I guess that actually worked?
It is, surprisingly large. Do we need to make a Delta Donut?
We've managed to gather some data on this latest distortion. The signals we've detected coming from this distortion are on wavelength very similar to those emitted by the blue orb and the red orb. We believe this distortion leads to the location in hyperspace Lumiose where you'll find Rayquaza.
At last, I'll be able to see the fine Rayquaza again. Guess we're about to witness a dream coming true.
One more thing. Much like with Kyogre and Groudon, this special distortion requires a special donut to match.
Please, Garnet, gather lots of data so Mr. Philippe and his team can develop the perfect recipe for us. When you do, I'll make the mightiest donut of all. I know I won't fail because I've got all of you on my side.
Okay, so now we need survey points. And yep, we are at 0. So it was a good idea to save this for now. So there's a side mission here. I want to not use one of my sparkling power ones, nor my big haul berry power one. Honestly, this one, probably, because it does have item power special level 3, but item power special level 3, actually, no, that one's got catching power ground. Let's use this one. I've already used a donut with item power special level 3, and it was enough for me to get 14 or 15 of all the different evolution items. I don't think I need more. So what's this distortion gonna be about? Oh, hi, Laban. How could she be so strong with such a weird attitude? I just don't get it. Sure, she's got the type advantage, but that doesn't explain why I can't ever seem to win. And what's so elite about her anyway? She's totally cheating with those Jacinth zones. Goodness, Laban. Weird attitude? Cheating? What could you possibly mean by that, hmm? What? Is that what you heard? There must be something wrong with your holocaster, Lady Jacinth. I was merely marveling over your sheer aptitude and saying that your Jacinth zones are totally charming. I see. My holocaster is to blame, you say. How peculiar. I could have sworn that I heard accusations of a weird attitude and cheating. I was just voicing some minor pent-up grievances, that's all. Nothing that cannot be easily remedied by a rousing Pokémon battle, I assure you. I see. It seems you require further teaching. So we're fighting Jacinth and Holo Jacinth? Now then, Laban, let us battle, you and my hologram versus my dear Garnet and me. I was kind of hoping we'd be battling against Jacinth and Holo Jacinth, but no. Is that agreeable to you, Garnet? Fine. Only an elite such as I could allow you to fight beside and against me simultaneously. With Laban by my side, victory is assured. Ah, yeah, maybe a concentrated attack on Lady Jacinth will make it so this never happened. And of course, this is just going to get us alt colors for Jacinth's outfit, which I don't care about. It is our responsibility as elites to guide the masses, Clefable. And I need to wait for the Dragalge scene before I use any moves, otherwise they'll be wasted. This is the same text as we always see when she Mega Evolves. Honestly, so was the Clefable text. Anyway, Clefable likes to use Protect, and yet it didn't. There. I think one Lady Jacinth is more than enough. Even in defeat, I am victorious. As expected, victory is mine. My real question is, how is she desynced from her hollow self? I mean, sure, this is a hyperspace distortion, but still. Now then, Laban, I assume your discontent stems from dissatisfaction with your current circumstances, yes? Yet for the life of me, I cannot fathom why being around me would cause you such unhappiness. It's myself I'm unhappy with, Lady Jacinth. I'm frustrated that I can never defeat you. And that frustration came out in a strange way. I must be more diligent. If that is how you feel, then I suppose we shall have to train twice as hard as before.
From now on, you can train by battling against me and my hologram and grow twice as strong. Garnet, please accept this as a token of my thanks for your help today. I recommend adopting my hairstyle to complete this ensemble. I will confess I am curious as to what the alt colors are. It is alt color, not alt colors. Every single time they've said that I got new colors for the outfit, but it's only been one new color. I want more options, and also I want better options. Give me LeBon's stuff, not just Jacint's. Also, what were they doing outside Hotel MZ, or Hotel Z instead of the SBC? I do have a Galar fetched now. But it's not an alpha. I want an alpha before I do that. Let's go take care of this. Barbarical. Dang it. I was gonna change moves. But then we got into combat. But we'll still have time. So let's... resistance power normal won't be very helpful. Catching power fighting won't be very helpful. And we don't really have a whole lot of good options, so I guess we'll go ahead and throw away this item power special one. Right, I don't get time to change moves around. Gardevoir should still be fine as she is. Not as fine as she could be if she had Draining Kiss. Man, if she was willing to just use her moves rooted to the spot instead of always moving to where I am before using them, we'd be able to do this so much faster and more safely. Psychic managed to hit the Barbarical and interrupt its thing. Barely managed to get the menu open in time to save her.
now.
I'm being reminded that Barbarical was the only rogue Mega Evo that actually managed to KO me during the story. And one more max potion. There we go. At least this one still remembers to give us the ball. Says we got an assortment of goodies. I wish I knew what those goodies were. Now I know what those goodies were. Alright, and we need additional hyperspace research because that wasn't enough. But none of the zones that we've got right now are particularly interesting. So, let us bench. I do need Alpha Yamasks. And Alpha Mankeys. I wish those were higher star zones. I need Alpha Dogs. And Alpha Gulpins. Still need a Thievel to begin with. And I need Alpha Alolan Marowaks. But that's a small zone, which means that it'll be annoying to get it in. Here's an idea. We can make some donuts that are better tailored to going into battle zones. These tend to give powers that are good for such zones. Resistance Fairy. Not terrible. Move Power Steel 3 and Resistance Fire 3. Shame those aren't really going to be used simultaneously. Resistance Fighting 2 and Move Water 2. Okay. Might have been a little bit more helpful against the Barbarical. Resistance Flying 3. Another Resistance Flying 3. Resistance Poison 3 can help against the Mega Venusaur that we've got available. Though admittedly, Move Power Fighting won't. You know, I've never actually gone into a battle zone. This one with the Alolan Marowaks is a small zone. Actually, wait. I don't think I've got a good alpha power donut. Of course, I can't guarantee I'm going to get one here. This could end up being a huge waste. What I have been doing is resetting every time I get a donut that isn't particularly good from my Hypertangas. But we're just gonna let it roll. We're on stream. Give me some good alpha power, please. Okay, yeah, that's a great donut. Thanks. That's too good to use on a zone that only has a single Pokemon species I want. Because, yeah, I don't need another shiny Flareon. I don't need another shiny Camerupt. So, yeah, that donut's too good for this zone. I need to find a zone that's got multiple species that I want. And right now, there are no zones with multiple species that I want. This one, kinda. I do want a shiny Alpha Chingling and a shiny Alpha Esper. But considering you can get Esper out in Lumiose proper, it doesn't really feel super worth it. So let's head over to this hyperspace zone and see if I've got any donuts that are even remotely worth using here. So we are looking for alpha powers. Sparkling Ghost 2 and Alpha 2 could certainly help us with specifically the Marowaks. But I also wanted to use that one for Gimmighoul when I eventually find a Gimmighoul place. Which means we might have to come in here just without a sparkling power. Because, yeah, I don't have any non-sparkling power donuts that I'm willing to use here. So, let's just use one of our protective donuts. Or perhaps Move-tastic. Sure, let's use Move-tastic. Unfortunately, that means that we're looking at a 1% chance of finding this alpha. Which isn't ideal. Oof. It's a sewer. I hate sewers. Though admittedly, the small sewers are often okay. So it really depends. And unfortunately this one, judging by where the Cubones were, there is a chance that's our only spot where we can get the Marowaks. And if that is the only spot where we can get Marowaks, then I'm not going to be super pleased by it. Well, that's a bunch of Marowaks. And yeah, that's the only spot where we can get our Marowaks, which is not ideal. glad that Eevee stayed in the ball, because otherwise we would have had to thin out our potential Marowak population in order to get the gold ball to spawn. And I do want the gold ball to spawn. Alright. Gold ball's not in here. There it is. Yeah, if the Cubones were in here, then we could have used this Holovator to rapidly cycle them. But as is, both ends of the Holovator are within range of their spawn. So if I want to get an Alpha Alolan Marowak, I need to basically fast travel to the entrance, do this little run-up, and repeat. Which I suppose does at least mean that I can't be doing this forever. We do have a pretty hard time limit. But it also means that our chances of actually getting the thing are pretty low. Because A, I need a Marowak to show up. Which I'm pretty sure we're more likely to get a Cubone from here. And B, I need it to be Alpha, which is a 1% chance. Getting both of those in one Pokemon, not super likely. I'm probably looking at, like, judging by how often we find Marowaks, it's probably close to 1 in 400 that we even find the Alpha Marowak in any given spawn. Which, sure, we do get 4 chances. Which means it's close to, but not quite, a 1 in 100 chance on any given warp that we'll find one. But that's still... Oh, there it is. You see, you talk about the odds, and then it manifests the thing into existence. I know that's not how things work, but sometimes it feels that way. And unfortunately, I've tried evolving a Cubone in a Distortion, but it doesn't create Alolan Marowaks. Nor does evolving a Cubone outside of Distortion. You literally, if you want an Alpha Alolan Marowak, you have to find it as an Alpha... Wrong ball! Glad I saved. I do not use Ultra Balls for my decks. Good news, we know that we've actually got a pretty darn decent chance at catching with this standard Pokeball. Yeah, we're at 3 arrows, which means we are above 50%. Unfortunately, changing what type of ball we're using can't get us any additional information beyond there. Because a 1.5x multiplier on 50% already brings us past 70%, which is the next barrier. But there we go. And since I have gotten the thing I wanted, we are out of here. That's an annoying spot to put that. I don't need Ominous Wind if I've got Calm Mind up. But then again, what else would I put in here? Protect, maybe? Acid Spray. Wait, is that... No, it's above here. Okay. So it is in the wild zone. So, big Venipede. And that Alpha Electrike was not shiny. Otherwise, it would still be here. Okay, Resistance Power Poison could theoretically be useful here. Of course, we already resist poison, but making it do even less couldn't hurt. So Acid Spray lasts a lot longer than Calm Mind. That's something to keep in mind. Something that matters. Huge damage. And done. Didn't even have to do that. Chandelure is a great pick for that. So now, was there anything else that had my interest here? Not really. Yeah, the only stuff with Pokemon that I am at all interested in is low level, and thus likely low yield in terms of survey points. So, back to the bench. I should try out a hyperspace battle zone at some point, but I feel like it's just going to be a regular battle zone with regular battles, and that's not super interesting to me. Okay, 4-star ice, medium. 4-star ghost medium, but with species I don't much care about. I do need standard Meowth. I don't have any. Wait, what is... That's Beedrill. There was a 4-star large zone. That would be worth going into just on the face of it for berries. But there isn't one. So let's go bust up this Beedrill. Chandelure ought to be plenty good against it too. I guess a resistance flying will help. With move power, psychic, and special attack power, maybe Gardevoir. Yep, this'll work. Beedrill isn't a flying type. Why did I get resistance power flying? I guess because it had move power psychic. That's why I chose it. And these Kakunas are clearly just here to... Oh, no, they actually use moves. Okay. Right, Poison Sting matters to Gardevoir. Well, this thing ain't gonna last long. There we go. Move power psychic and special attack power on top of Mega Gardevoir with super effective psychic. Yeah, it's gonna do damage. Especially against a Beedrill. Those things aren't exactly known for being sturdy. And now let's go bench again. What we want to see is a 4-star large zone or a 4-star zone with a Pokemon that I want. And any zone with 2 species that I want is welcome. Regardless of stars or size. But alas... Really? Barbarical again? Okay. I guess it just randomly chooses which Mega Evo you get, and then it sticks around until you do it. I was thinking that it would go, like, in a sequence, and you'd go through all of them, and eventually, after having done all of them, you would get something special. But no, apparently it's just... there must always be one, it is randomly determined, and it sticks around until you do it. And that means that we're just gonna keep on sitting on this bench until something more interesting crops up. We are almost halfway through our research. Okay, we got a 4-star large zone. That will be worth going into for berries, if nothing else. And looks like that's the only one worth going into in this crop. Where is that? That's on top of this building, which I believe we get up to from here. And I think our closest fast travel point is this. Bit of a shortcut. What is that patch rat doing up there? Whoop. Almost fell off. Bit of a hike to get here, but we made it. So let's use our Big Haul Berries 2. Is that the best we've got? It appears so. Though, I got an Item Power Treasure 3 and I think Big Haul 2 that I used last night. Came out of there with $1 million Poké worth of treasures. It was nice. But yeah, Big Haul 3, Berries 2 ought to get us some pretty decent stuff. And since it's a large zone, there will be more than just the 3 species shown. We may... it's a freaking sewer. Also, giving me catch Pokemon undetected and having Pokemon that aggro immediately here upon loading in. A little rude, game. Wow, that one walked into a freaking lingering hitbox. Wow, I failed to get both of them? Also, it's kind of rude asking us to use the catch window and catch things undetected. Those are kind of at odds with one another. But we got our undetected. Now, let's get some catch window. That ought to do. Yep. So now, time to just go around looking for balls. I love that I found such a short dead-end path first. Means we don't have to do nearly as much backtracking to get back to new places. And this looks like it should be a pretty short path as well. And it is. I probably need to spend my Mega Shards, but I'm almost out of TMs to buy in the first place. Wow, this is quite the pointless dead end unless you like Clefairies. Though it might have the gold ball. You never know. It does not. There is a chance the gold ball is somewhere we've already been, but we'll save that for after we've investigated everywhere else. Barbarical set. Hey, there's the gold ball. Love finding that thing early. Alright, let's get Thunder Punch back. Greninja's fine with this for now. I like the 2 Tangas and 2 Kasibs. Because when it comes to getting more berries and getting more shinies, those are the most valuable berries there are. So, these here mushrooms are in kind of an annoying spot if I want to try and farm for alphas, but I don't have alphas of them. Thus far, they are the most interesting Pokemon we have found in this sewer. Certainly more interesting than these monkeys. Sorry, Swirlix, I was just trying to get the ball, not you. It is so much faster to farm Mega Shards in the DLC than it is in the main game. It's not even close. Thought I heard a ball. Guess not. So these Gulpins and Swalot are more conveniently placed for alpha hunting than were the mushrooms, so I think they will be our new potential target. Should we have time for alpha hunting after completing our rounds. And looks like our rounds are complete. I think we've taken every path. We might get a couple checks in on these guys. How far away do we have to go? I mean, I know it's 70 meters. No, this is gonna be annoying. We're gonna have to go like all the way out to here for even one check. Which doesn't even help when the Gulpins aren't cooperating. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna get any alpha checks. Yeah, we don't have time for anything. Whatever. We got all the balls. We came here for berries. It's what we were here for. We got it. Can't exactly complain that we got good berries out of this. And how did that do for us? Ooh, it only gave us like 5k survey points. That's pretty low. We get more from the Mega Evo battles. Let's find out how much a battle zone gets us. Medium. Is medium good? Maybe we want large. Large will at least have a better chance of getting us more stuff, right? And the battle zones are more common at night, so maybe sitting on a bench here will get us something we want. Okay, so battle zones, I'm not even going to care if they're not 4-star. All 3 of these 4 stars are small. That's medium. Four-star medium, 4-star large. All right, time to go to my first battle zone ever. First hyperspace battle zone ever, that is. I have yet to set foot inside one. I don't know if my treasure power will be wasted here, but what I do know is that if there are no Pokeballs to give us treasures, then I can just go ahead and reset and get that donut back and use something else. Seems like you've made it into a strange slice of hyperspace Lumios, huh, kid? Kinda resembles one of our battle zones. Guess we should call it a hyperspace battle zone. Might be that the trainers you see there are reflections of the bitter resentment felt by trainers defeated on our side, huh? Whatever they are, I bet I can come up with some survey tasks suited to a hyperspace battle zone. I'll keep you plenty busy, so no slouching, kid. Okay, there are Pokeballs, which means no reset necessary. Admittedly, this is probably my second least favorite battle zone type. Ooh, defeating 7 trainers is actually going to be a mild issue, given that the calorie counter still counts down during trainer battles here. Why'd I have to punch it? Will we have time to get 7 trainer battle wins while also getting all of the Pokeballs? I suppose it doesn't matter if we first strike them or not. I went for Thunderbolt because I was thinking, oh yeah, Flamigo, it's a flying type. It's also a fighting type. I could have just used Psychic. Not that it would have changed anything. It still went down in one hit. Okay, we need to beat 3 more trainers, but we also still need to gather up all the Pokeballs that are here. So I no longer think that getting all of the trainers is going to be an issue at all. More likely to be an issue is getting through all of the trainers to find all of the Pokeballs. But even that, I think will actually be okay. Let's get up to the rooftop now, because we do need to check on the roof. And doing it sooner rather than later is probably to our benefit. Let's ignore the trainer. We'll ignore what trainers we can until I feel more confident that we have gotten all the Pokeballs. This trainer is right in our way, though. Okay, that one I would have preferred to get the first strike on. But whatever. Okay. There's a guy over on that rooftop. And we probably have to deal with him. Bye, Medicham. There's a ball down there. Can I get back up here if I go down? Not that I can see. There's the gold ball, so at least we know where that is. And I don't know that we've got a choice other than to fight this kid. I do love Aggron's Pride. Sounds like a train. Okay. Any more Pokeballs up on these roofs? Yes. So it looks like that one, and then that one. And then we can... Oh, hang on. Can I... Yes, I can get to that from here. I haven't found any of the big balls yet. Why is that guy red? I mean, his Machamp looks big. Maybe he's red because he's got an alpha. I'm curious if we get a special reward for beating him. Annoying that it survived on one. Oh, there. Mr. Dude with his alphas is down. Really? Seeds of Mastery, that's it? Not worth! I got the big ball, right? Yeah, the golden one. Okay, I don't want to deal with this guy and his Stun Fisk. I don't want to deal with that guy and his Stun Fisk. But apparently I gotta. Oh, that was annoying. Can you survive the earthquake? The fact that trainers can respawn in places where we've already defeated them is a little bit annoying when it comes to traversing this place and grabbing all the Pokeballs. It's just gonna be a huge pain. There's another Alpha Wielder right there. I don't know that we can really get past her, so I think I have to just deal with her. You got better than a Seed of Mastery? Bottle cap, okay. Bottle caps, plural, even better. Oh, there's a big ball. Hey, Dragonite, try actually hitting it. Okay, this is going to be a pain to navigate. A pain, but not insurmountable. And avoid this Alpha Wielder. I think we might actually be done finding Pokeballs, which feels wrong, because shouldn't there be at least 2 large ones? Did I get a large one when I wasn't paying attention? Also, we don't have time to beat this guy. Well, we got plenty of treasure. Not as much as I would have liked, and probably not as much in terms of research points as I would have liked. Yeah, we only got like 6K. Not a huge amount. So, now I know that I am basically just done forever with hyperspace battle zones. I don't care for them. Though, the fact that we can get bottle caps out of them is nice. But the fact that I used my treasure power, what was it? Big Haul 3, Treasure 2? Or was it Treasure 3, Big Haul 2 or something? Or was it just Treasure 3? I don't remember. Point is, we only got 339k out of this. And some of these, the mushrooms and the feathers, definitely did not come from inside the battle zone. That's worth basically the same amount as just doing a standard battle zone for a night, and those don't cost you consumable resources. Yeah. Though they don't give you as many bottle caps, perhaps they consider that prize-worthy enough. And it probably is, if you care about that sort of thing. But I don't. I've got enough bottle caps to probably last me for the rest of this game. Okay, we got a large 4-star. 2 large 4-stars. 3 large 4-stars. Do I even have the donuts to support them? Because what I would like in a large 4-star is berry power, if I'm being honest. But it looks like the only item power I've got left is item power special. Also coins too, which, I mean, fine. I'm going to make one, count it, one Pasib donut. The chances of it actually giving item power berries is a lot lower than I would like. But let's just see if it happens. Please, game, please. Please be kind. Well, not ideal, but I suppose we can use that to deal with the stupid Barbaracle again. Why does it have to be Barbaracle again? Give me something new. That'll be enough to deal with Barbaracle. Wait. There. I think these Mega Evo battles might be the best return in terms of research points. Even if they're not a great return in terms of berry income. Pretty sure we lose out on berries when we go to these. Flinched us. I don't like that they're invulnerable during battles. Almost got... Oh. Stupid barbarical. Or binacle. And getting knocked out in here actually sends us out. So let's not have our donut wasted. It autosaves upon going in, doesn't it? I don't think I need to use the backup data. Do I still have my donut? I do still have my donut. Okay. So it actually doesn't even save upon going in for the mega battles. But it also didn't save my moveset changes. So, Calm Mind, Draining Kiss. And you know what? Maybe instead of Moonblast, we get Dazzling Gleam. Because that'll help us deal with the binacles better. Though admittedly it will hurt our damage output. I would love to see Psychic keep getting the special defense drop. Use the cutscene to re-up Calm Mind, because you can't do anything else during the cutscene. Oh yeah, this is going just fine. And we did in fact keep getting the special defense drop. Which was quite nice. We got 6 berries back when it cost us 8 berries to get in. Yeah, Mega Evo battles are a very bad return on berry investment. But points-wise, they're good returns. And we're sitting on a bench despite there being large zones because, yeah, if we want to get the points, Mega Evos are the way to go. And what is this? I can't tell from the silhouette. Camerupt? I think it's Camerupt. No, it's not Camerupt. I don't think. Ampharos, maybe? Yeah, I'm thinking Ampharos. Yeah, that's Ampharos. Okay. So, Electric Dragon. Shame I don't have any ground types. We might just go Gardevoir again. Get Moonblast back. Shame I don't have a resistance power electric. Do I have any move powers or special attack power that will help? No. So let's just let's throw away this fairy resistance power. Actually, wait, this is fairy resistance with poison move power. That's gonna be really good for any fairy types. Whereas move power steel with resistance power fire, those are never useful together. We're just using this for the duration it lets us be here, and nothing else. That's all the donut's good for. And yeah, 10k research points for 1 Mega Evo. It's twice as valuable in terms of research points as anything else. Because, like, we get a maximum of 6k points from any of the other types of zones. So yeah, Rogue Mega Battles are the way to go when it comes to filling our research. Well, that did no damage. It did paralyze them, which isn't ideal. Not allowed to open the menu while a Pokemon is working on a move. That's what it is. Get out of there, Gardevoir. Okay, that wasn't a get out of there type of thing. I see. Oh, we've lost our Mega. Well, we have pretty much won this at this point. Goodbye, Ampharos. Calm Mind doesn't break those. It's in the spot where Thunderbolt usually is. And Thunderbolt is good for breaking those. Alolan Raichu. I do not have an Alolan Raichu to my name yet. So that'll be one to go for. And since it's the first one I've seen with Alolan Raichu, I'm pretty sure, I'm going to have to make sure to go in there with an Alpha Power. Because they are clearly not common. And I want to be able to get an Alpha Alolan Raichu on my first go. So, hang on here. Let's make a few things here. And then, if we slap one of these on, and that keeps it a Rainbow Donut. Rainbow Donuts have a higher chance of rolling higher level abilities. The problem is they also pull from multiple pools of abilities. Whereas if you use one that's, say, exclusively sweet, then you have a much higher chance of getting Sparkling or Alpha Power. And we didn't get any Alpha Power out of those. That's unfortunate. I don't want to use my Tangas here. This is only a 4-star donut, but it's very sweet, which means decent chance of Alpha Power. Alpha Power 2. Sparkling Power Steel will go to waste here, but Alpha Power 2 is plenty. That'll give us a good shot at getting the Alpha Alolan Raichu that I want. Not a huge fan of wasting the Sparkling Power Steel, but it's only level 1 Sparkling Power. Oh, right. Need to spend my shards before we do anything else, because I am almost certain to be capped at this point. Yep. And Dual Wing Beat is the last TM that I have to buy from this guy. Alright, let's find that 4-star donut with the Alpha Power. There it is. It's only going to let us stay in for 5 minutes, 21 seconds, though. That's pretty short for a large zone. But I don't have any item powers, which means that I'm not really going to be missing out on too much. Ideally, I'll still be able to get the gold ball. But getting every ball isn't as necessary. Damn, can't target that ball from here. If I could, it would have been easy to just pop it right there. So I need to catch Pokemon undetected, as well as catch an Alpha. I want that Alpha. No, I need that Alpha to be a Raichu. Parentheses, Alolan. Well, there's one undetected Pokemon. Where are the Raichus hanging out? There's a ball up there. A large ball by the look of things. Do I have a quick way up? Maybe this isn't that long. But now I have to be curious where this is. Oh, it's taking us way up there. It's actually quite convenient. And what, pray tell, is up here other than Glalie? Nothing interesting down there, not that I can see. Oh, there's a large ball. We like large balls. And the ladder is slow, but we do want to get back up here. Because it's faster to take the ladder up than to go all the way around from where we can fast travel to climb back up. So I'll use a psychic there. Work our way over to this roof. We are doing a very poor job of finding Raichus. It's a big Electrox. Okay, I need that Frostlass to freaking stop. So, we might have a recent-ish save in here. I'm not letting these thunderbolts expel me from the from the distortion. Okay, we're back here. Not too much of a loss. Was really wishing I'd be able to target that ball from up here without needing to go down. I know there's nothing else for me on top of the roof. So I can instead go a different direction. There's a shiny Snorunt there. For that. And we only need one more alpha and one more undetected Pokemon. And wow, that was right by the start the whole time? So where are the Raichus? Why did I throw a Lux Ball at that? That's all my undetected Pokemon. I do need an alpha. Ah, here's the Raichus. not exactly conveniently placed. What's my best bet? If I fast travel, then can I... No, I can't make my way straight there. Oh, that's annoying. There's no way to quickly check for an Alpha Alolan Raichu. Well, that'll at least spawn the gold ball, and hey, look, it's exactly where we want to be. We got Alpha Standard Raichus, but not Alolans. That's not even far enough to respawn the Raichus. Oh, that's really annoying. Why are they in such a terrible spot? Ow. Rude. Seriously, what is my best option for respawning these and hoping for an Alolan? There's an Alolan. Is that Alpha? It is Alpha. Okay, I just need to catch this thing, and then we're good. Hopefully I have time. I need to get rid of this if I'm to have any chance of using the catch window and saving before doing so. Okay, there we go. The way is cleared. Now I just need to KO this thing and save. And there we go. Alpha Alolan Raichu effectively mine. Might take a few tries, but it's mine. There we go. Got everything I wanted from this distortion without a whole lot of time left on the clock. Even got a shiny in here. Not a shiny I needed, but a shiny. Honestly, I'll probably end up releasing it. But whatever. So, what else we got? Not a whole lot. So, let's go back here, sit on a bench, and get another crop of places. It's weird that Ball Guy can even collect balls that we missed with in hyperspace. How does he get in there? Okay, medium, medium. Not even 4 stars. Tyranitar. That's at least something we haven't fought on screen recently. We fought it on screen once. All of the Rogue Mega Evos we fought on screen. Okay, that's actually in a mildly annoying place. I think that's up on the roof, which means here is actually where we want to get. So this will be the fast travel point we want. Always have to press my face against the entrance there just to get this Brokey to spawn in. Because you never know when you'll find another Alpha Shiny. So for Tyranitar,
want to be able to use fighting type moves, but I guess water works too. So if we go to Greninja, can it learn like Focus Blast? It can learn Brick Break, but Brick Break isn't exactly great here. Vacuum Wave, it's better than nothing. Let's put that over Water Shuriken. And Chilling Water will be good. Nasty Plot will be good. Hydro Pump will be good. So yeah, I think we've got our set for this. I guess we'll toss in this one with Move Power Water. I was supposed to have Greninja. Thanks, Greninja, for walking into the rock slide to use Chilling Water. Wow, Chilling Water's attack drop does not last long. Of course, because of the way that special attacks get targeted, Greninja just tried his best to get absolutely ruined by all of those stone edges. Barely managed to get to that in time.
And this hydro pump should do it. There we go. One more Mega Evo will get us what we need. So let's sit on a bench until nighttime to make another Rogue Mega Evo show up. And of course, we'll still look around in case there are any particularly interesting wild zones. And the answer is no. What was the Mega Evo? That's Absol? Wait, no. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is Absol. It's regular Absol. The small horn was throwing me, because the big one is hidden in the silhouette of the wing. So, Mega Absol being a dark type. This'll do. Yeah, let's go for the one with speed power, why not? Suddenly we're up on a roof. That was a good chunk of damage. Picked the wrong time to try Dazzling Gleam. There we go. Easy peasy.
Fine work out there. You've accumulated enough data for us to learn all we needed. We now have a recipe for a donut that will allow you to find Rayquaza in Hyperspace Lumios. We also have one more thing to give you. Please meet us at Hotel Z when you can.
All right, to Hotel Z we go.
At last, we'll have the recipe. I'll be able to make a donut that will lead the way to Rayquaza. Do we have to wait for Mr. Corbeau? Couldn't we go to the Rust Syndicate and ask them to tell us what we need to know? Settle down, Ansha. Let's be patient. Though, hang on. Corbeau? Is he coming? Philippe's the only one who usually shows.
Oh, am I not welcome?
Hello, Garnet and Ansha. Perfecting this recipe took the sweat and toil of the entire Rust Syndicate. Please listen closely. To craft the donut properly, its flavor scores must meet or exceed the following values. You'll need at least 120 points in sweet, 40 points in spicy, and 340 points in sour. Our recipe also calls for at least 40 points in bitter and 390 points in fresh.
We've got a secret ingredient for you, too. The donut's color has to match Rayquaza's green, so I've procured the apex of culinary verdure. Is it going to be wasabi? Oh, nope. Arboliva oil. But that's not really going to add that much green, like... Olive oil isn't really known for having bold colors or anything. It's actually just green tinted, translucent. It's gonna get completely hidden by everything else. Wait, we're using it just because it's green? Sure, no sense making things complicated. That Arboliva oil will make your donut so tasty the experience will be, well, out of this world. So this is finally it, huh? Ansha's story is about to reach its grand finale. Don't say it like that. She's still a kid. She's got a lot of living left to do. We'll be cheering you on from our headquarters. Go get 'em. I'll be up on the roof. I can't wait to see your masterpiece, Ansha. I'll do my best. Karina, if you couldn't wait, then you would have stayed here. But you are explicitly waiting until we bring it up to the roof. Alright, let's make a Delta donut. Oh, would you look at that? We even need to make a Delta shape. Alright, well, let's get down to these hyper donuts. We need mostly sour and fresh. So hyper Culvers are going to help a lot. And now we need a smidge of bitter, a decent amount of sweet. Do we have any sweet and sour? We're looking for pink and yellow. Looks like sweet and sour don't really mix a whole lot. But that got us there-ish. Now we need sweet, spicy, and bitter with a lot of sweet relative to the other two. This is hardly any bitter, though. But it covers the sweet and spicy. If we can get a good spicy bitter, so red and blue. I think we just need 20 of each. Nope, we need more than 20 of each, okay. We've only got room for one more berry. Oh, this is exactly what we need. Can I get it without the Tanga Berry, though? No, the Petra's not enough. So it's either Haban or Tanga. Haban does it. But actually, we only need Tangas in multiples of 8, so there. We'll use the Tanga. No, we won't. That's a waste. A waste of a Tanga. We'll use the Haban after all. It's just because I only need Tangas in multiples of 8 doesn't mean that I don't want every single one I can get my hands on. That sure is a Delta Donut. Yeah, we got Mega Power Charging too. That'll be helpful. Only level boost 99 though. We're going in at level 199 and not 200.
I've done it. Here it is, the key to meeting Rayquaza, a Delta old-fashioned donut. Wow, Ansha, when we first met you, I never would have guessed we'd end up all the way here.
And now Karina's waiting alone, waiting on the roof to go face your final challenge.
You started us off on this legendary story, Ansha. Time for you to get your happy ending.
But they're gonna let me keep the Rayquaza.
Thank you, and Garnet too. I know you three can do it.
So, for Rayquaza, I guess we're going Gardevoir again. Shame Gardevoir doesn't resist flying.
Ansha's counting on us. Time to leap into Hyperspace Lumiose and find Rayquaza. We're gonna battle Mega Rayquaza, catch it, and make Ansha's dream come true.
Like, what's gonna happen that makes it so that we don't give up this Rayquaza? Because we're obviously not gonna give up the Rayquaza.
This is the Sky Pillar, right? I guess this space is taking the shape of a place related to Ansha's story. I'm gonna get to meet and battle the very first Pokemon that ever Mega Evolved. It isn't just Ansha's dream that's coming true, mine is too.
Let's go ahead and save.
Look, up in the sky. Something's coming!
Alright, and just like with the others, we have to first fight it in its normal form. So it looks like the normal form ain't gonna last that much longer. Apparently I need to look out for these Draco meteors. My Gardevoir might not, but I do. There we go. Alright, Rayquaza, go ahead and Mega Evolve. Be nice if it would reset my health. Ow. Buddy, can you leave me alone for a bit? How was I meant to get out of that? I guess probably by being closer, huh? So I can't stay too far, but I also can't be too close. Gotta keep a delicate distance. Shame there's no item I can use to restore my own health. Ow. Rayquaza, there. Really? Wait, no, we don't have to do this because it'll be like, hey, do you want to retract? No, it won't. Yes, yes, it will. Okay, restart battle. Restart us from the mega time, please. No, from the very beginning? Okay. Fine. For reals though, Rayquaza, there's two other trainers and two other Pokemon to go after. You don't have to go for me constantly. Okay, at least we're getting into this phase at full trainer health. I'm finding it's a real issue that I can't dodge while locked onto this thing, but I also can't freaking see what it's doing if I'm not locked onto it, because it's just that big. It's a problem. This game has a lot of issues when it comes to how it handles rogue mega battles. Its mechanics don't quite mesh well with this gameplay style. How am I meant to get out of this? Oh, we're meant to attack the whirlwind, I see. Well, can I open my menu game? Thank you. Tough to get away from these tornadoes to avoid the Draco Meteors. Let's put Gardevoir away while I focus on trying not to die. Okay, I think we've won at this point. Yep, there we go.
You really did it, Garnet. You caught Rayquaza. I can already imagine Ansha's smile when she hears the news. Same, because remember, we caught Rayquaza for Ansha. You don't get to keep it for yourself.
I'm sure I do, though. Neither do you.
I know that. What are you trying to say? Come on, let's head back to Hotel Z. This is the moment Ansha's been waiting for.
But surely they're going to let me keep it for myself, or else they're going to let me go catch another one, like, immediately.
Garnet, you're back. How did it go with Rayquaza? Go on, Garnet. Goodness. Hello, Rayquaza. What an honor it is to stand before such a fine Pokémon. And it never could have happened if I hadn't met Team MZ. I owe you all so very much. No, not at all. You made this happen, Ansha.
Lita's right. Who else could have crafted such remarkable donuts?
If you say so. What's the matter? It's nothing, really. I just felt a small pang when I realized that once I give Rayquaza to my dear mama, it'll be time to hang up my apron as your donut chef.
Yeah, why would you have to stop?
What? But... as long as Hyperspace Lumiose is still around, we'll want to keep exploring it. And we'd never keep you from seeing your mom, but didn't you say she'd be busy on a shoot for a while longer? In short, please keep Ansha's donuts open for us. I don't know what to say. You know, Ansha, I've been thinking, and I've got a question for you. Why do you want to give Rayquaza to your mom again? I thought that such a mighty Pokemon would be a fitting gift for my mighty mama. That's a wonderful thought for a present, but what would happen after you gave it to her? Well, I'd like to give her more mighty Pokemon, but I suppose Rayquaza would be a hard act to follow. And I admit I'm not as excited to seek them out as I was to meet Rayquaza. I think you've already got plenty of wonderful gifts you could give to Diantha. I do? What kind of gifts?
Stories, donuts, proof that you're growing as a person. Yeah, stories.
My stories? That's right. Think about it. There are people in Pokemon you might never meet, even if you live in the same city at the same time. But we managed to meet, and we did something amazing together. That's all quite true, but are you sure dear Mama would be happy with my story as a gift?
Yeah, parents tend to be really happy whenever they see that their children are growing admirably.
How could she not love that? If I were in her shoes, I'd be straight up crying tears of joy.
All I know is that I'm thrilled when my little sister shares her stories with me. You have a sister? I don't recall hearing that before.
Well, I would very much like Mama to know about everything I've done here in Lumiose. But I'd hate to worry her by letting her know I've been slipping out of Hotel Rishisin. Oh, that? Don't worry, Diantha knows. She what? According to Jacinth, yep. Oh, well then, I suppose I can rest easy. Pardon me for leaving you out of the conversation, my dear Rayquaza. On my journey to find you, I've met such lovely people and done such exciting things. And I can't wait to tell my dear Mama all about it. It's all thanks to you, really. One day I will become a Pokemon trainer, and I'll present you to Mama myself. Until then, would you please look after dear Rayquaza for me, Garnet?
Of course I will, and even after then. Because it's mine, not yours. I caught it. You gotta go catch your own if you want to give it to your mom. Otherwise, what's the point in waiting till you're a Pokemon trainer, huh?
Thank you ever so much.
Imagine, decades down the line, like, well, probably only 20 years tops, but imagine, like 20 years from now, we get another game where there's an adult Ansha, and if we have transferred specifically this Rayquaza forward to then, she asks us if we'll give it to her. And then imagine if we get some super neat reward for doing so. That would be cool. They're never gonna do it.
I'll be your coach, Ansha. I can train you up and you can pay me in donuts. Deal? Deal. In the end, I gave dear Mama 2 gifts. The first was an array of donuts made with all my love. The second was a book telling the story of my adventures with Team MZ. Mama looked so very happy. She even asked for more donuts by the dozen, along with just as many new chapters of my story. What could I say but yes? My friends in Team MZ and I will have to continue our thrilling exploits. But for now, Thus concludes the story of how I, Ansha, came to meet the fine Rayquaza. I'm sure we'll live happily ever after, with plenty more stories to come.
Morning, sunshine. Prepare to be astounded, kid. We've got a special new system we want you to take for a spin. Come by my office and I'll tell you all about it. See you soon. So, these special scans, to my knowledge, are how we are going to get access to certain Pokemon that we know are in this DLC, but that we haven't been able to get yet. What do you want? Hey, I was tidying up AZ's room and I found something interesting. It's called a prison bottle.
What's wrong, Hoopa? Could hearing about that bottle have frightened you? I wonder what could be the matter.
Hey, emergency! This weird distortion suddenly appeared. There's some bizarro energy pouring out of it. It doesn't seem to be connected to Rogue Mega Evolution, but still, whatever's at the center of all that power makes my hair stand on end. There's something deep inside the distortion, right where the energy readings are strongest, and it looks like Hoopa. So yeah, you'd better get on this. Get surveying.
What in the world is going on? Excuse me, Urbane, Garnet? I have a feeling that whatever has Hoopa so afraid is related somehow to that strange distortion. And Hoopa seems uneasy at the mere mention of another Hoopa.
Yeah, I bet it is. Since it affects Hoopa, let's consider this request as coming from Ansha. My gut tells me you should hold on to this prison bottle just in case, and my gut is right about 1/5 of the time. That's, it's not great odds, but we know that this is going to matter because this is what we use to change Hoopa's forms.
Perhaps you should get your gut checked.
I'd say you'd better go scope out that distortion. Hopefully that can help put Hoopa at ease too. Drat. Did I leave it back at home? Ah, Garnet, would you mind if I asked you for a favor? On second thought, Ansha may be just the person I need. Ansha, I was wondering if Hoopa would be able to help me with something.
I'm afraid not. Hoopa's power is not to be misused as anyone's personal errand service.
But don't you sometimes?
I asked Hoopa to help bring my luggage here from Richisin because it would have caused a stir if I had been seen lugging it through Lumios myself. I'll tell you what my dear mama taught me. One mustn't expect others to do their work for them.
I suppose you have a point. I've relied a great deal on Garnet and the others. But sometimes I have to take matters into my own hands. Help psych me up for it with a battle, Garnet. An all-out one. Can it wait? I'll be outside when you're ready.
Hoopa and I will come watch. I'd love to see what it's like when Naveen gets serious.
there's another handful of quests around. And an unidentified megastone. Okay. Dang, I don't really have that much more time today. I honestly should probably be done already, but I want to get this scan thing ready to go so that I can at least work on those between streams. Get ready to start special scanning. Special? Okay, let me explain. You know how pockets of hyperspace Lumios are still appearing? Some of them are unlike any we've seen so far. So we developed a system to locate distortions that lead to these new pockets of hyperspace. We call it the Special Scan System. Well, I say we, but it was the fine eggheads at Quasartico who did the developing. When we run a special scan, it should pinpoint a rare distortion that leads to an unknown pocket of hyperspace Lumios. But the system's not quite ready, which is why I need you. Go do some hyperspace survey tasks so we can get enough data to run a special scan. Alright. I was kind of hoping that they would give us our first special scan for free, but they won't. So, that's actually going to be it for this stream. Thanks, folks, for dropping by. And I will be back tomorrow to do our first special scan as well as some side missions. See you then, friends.